welcome to my channel again. Today I'm going to be making an Easter cake because this weekend it's going to be Easter! So, as you can see, I've got loads of chocolate and sweet stuff here because Easter is all about sweetness and chocolate basically. And I've got lots of eggs as well because they're all about eggs and bunny rabbits too. I'm just going to mix these together. So these are going to be used at the end because these are going to be making a butter icing, and these are for decoration, and also these are for decoration. And then these we're going to be mixing in. So I'm going to tell you the measurements of what we've got. I've got 8 ounces of flour here. Then I've got 6 ounces of sugar. It is supposed to be 8 with everything, 8 ounces of everything. But my mum isn't a fan of having lots of sugar, too much sweetness. So as we've got all the chocolate and sweetness anyway, we've reduced the sugar. And then we've also got 7 ounces of butter as well. And then we've got 3 eggs, and the 3 eggs, if you measure them, they're also equivalent to 8 ounces as well. And then we've got these chocolate fingers. I've got 2 packets. We're just making a little cake because this is for today's lunch, and then we're going to have an even bigger one for actual Easter. So these are going to be for going on the outside for decoration as well. And then here we've got 1 tablespoon of milk chocolate beans thingies, which are going to go inside with the 1/4 cup of raisins. And then I've got these 2 trays that I'm going to use, and what I've done is I've buttered them both. I've put butter around them, and then I've put flour on them as well. Why I've done that is because then it makes it easier for when we've cooked the cake to be able to take them out basically. Okay, let's start mixing stuff together now. So I'm going to start sieving the flour first by banging it against my hand. I don't know which hand. Okay, I didn't tell you, but I've got self-raising flour, so I don't need to use the baking powder because the self-raising flour has already got everything it needs really inside it. Okay, I'm now going to mix the 6, 7 and 8, and also 8 here as well. So I'm going to mix the eggs, the flour, the butter and the sugar together in this bowl. Okay, I'm going to crack the eggs in. Oh, I broke it. Never mind. It's anyway going to get broken. These are very orange. If you see an egg which is as orange as these, like this, then that means it's got all the goodness in them for us. Even though eggs can be a bit fattening sometimes in eggs. I mean in cakes. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to put these in the bin. Okay, I'm mixing this up. Oh my gosh, it's piling up on there. Look at that. Okay. Don't overmix, okay, so I think this is enough now. So now I'm going to put the raisins in and the chocolate beans in. Then I'm going to mix them in with these spatulas. And then after I've done this, I'm going to put them in the trays, and then I'm going to put them in to cook. And while they're cooking, I'm going to do the icing, the butter icing. Now remember, even, we sieved the flour, well, we also need to sieve our icing sugar. I'm going to put these in the oven now, and then I'm going to do the decorations and the butter icing. So as I always say in the cake making making videos to always put your rack in the middle of your oven so that then your cakes can cook better. So I'm going to put mine in the middle. Okay, I'm now going to start making the butter icing. I'm going to time myself and I'm going to put 30 to 35 minutes on the timer for my cakes to cook. Okay, I've nearly finished this. I'm just going to put the last bit in. Okay, finished. And now I'm going to put the butter in here to make the butter icing. Of course, if it's butter icing, we of course need butter. Maybe let me change it to this side. Okay, I'm gonna mix it with the mixer. Okay, I'm mixing this a bit. Throwing out powder because of the icing sugar. Oh, that's the timer for the cake, so I better go and get the cake before it burns. As you heard my timer, it's time to get the cake out. Oh, I nearly forgot. I need to put the rack out, the drying rack. No, the cooling rack, sorry. The cooling rack. So I'm going to put it here for the cakes to cool down. Because remember, we need to have the cakes to cool down. Otherwise the butter icing will actually melt on the cake, and we don't want that to happen, do we? Okay, so remember to leave them to cool down for 15 minutes, because if you don't let them cool down at all, as I said, that the butter icing will melt, because as you know, butter melts a lot. I think this is now ready. Very noisy, but I think it's ready now. And now my cakes, I think they have cooled by now. And now I'm going to ice them and do the decorations. Okay, this is how it's come out. It looks a bit like cream, that's how it should look, even though it's not cream. But that's how it should look. Okay, it's now going to be time to icing, but not yet. I first need to take them out of the tinge, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut around the edges with a spatula. My mum calls these a spatula. I don't know if they're like knives or spatulas, but a spatula. You use a spatula and then you cut around the edges. Like that. And then as they have cooled, we can touch them. They might be like a bit warm or not, but we can touch them. And then, so we put our fingers on there so that it doesn't drop out of our hands. We hold it and then slightly shake it, then it should come out. And look, there's like barely anything on there because we put the flour on there and the butter on there to help it come out. So in some of the cake videos, I would use like this piece of paper that we would put underneath to help, and that also helps. And we're now going to cut the tops off of these. So we need to make sure that they're like flat, so that then we can. It's easier for decoration and for putting the icing on. As you can see, my mum has helped me here to cut these off because I couldn't do it. And as I always say, if you can't do it, please, please, please ask an adult. Good. Let's cut them off. I'm going to put them aside. So now I'm going to use this a bit like glue. So I'm going to be putting it on here. I'm going to ask an adult to do this for me. I can't. Now I'll just try harder. Okay, I've done this now. I've managed to do it all around the edges. Push that way. And now I'm going to put the cake on here. One of the cakes on here. As I said, it's also like glue, so it sticks it on. So make sure it's in the middle. So now I'm going to put another layer of the icing on top of here. And then I'm going to put the other cake on top of it. I have put this on the other cake on top, and I'm just going to put all of this on here. It doesn't matter if it's all of it because we're going to be, it doesn't matter if you remain with a bit because we're just going to put it around the edges as well. You need to make sure it's around here. And as I can't pipe, I'm going to be using these eggs and the fingers and the rabbits and yeah, for decoration instead of piping. Okay, I've got some icing on here, and as you can see, I've put the cake and this stuff on this turning board so that instead of having to struggle doing this, then you've got the turning board that turns. So then you can just do this. I think this is smooth now. So I'm now going to start decorating it. I know it's not perfect, but I'm just going to cover these bits up with this, like that, by sticking it on. Like that. It's supposed to be like a nest, that's why we're using these. Because these are like sticks. So I put them on the edges. This is how far I have gone with putting the sticks on, because we're basically making a nest. So we need to stick on. That's why we've put the icing around the edges so these can stick up. We're putting them up because they're not long enough, but we might put like eggs or if we have any spares of these underneath. We're putting some eggs around here. I am anyway. I have unwrapped these milk chocolate eggs, and I'm first going to put these little bunny rabbits big bunny rabbits in the middle of here. It's so cute. And then I'm going to put these around them like this. More chocolate. Like this. And now I'm going to put all these colourful eggs inside. We don't want the eggs to crack, do we? We didn't really have enough of the other types of eggs, which were these ones. So I thought I should get ones which are smarty ones, which are mini eggs. To make it a bit more colourful. Like that. It's so cute. Look at it. I love it. It's really come out well. Now, children, tell me if this is not fun. This is so fun. I really love it. And these are so cute. Please, 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 please do this at home. And I really hope you enjoyed my video today. So remember to subscribe and to hit that like button. Bye. I'll see you in my next video. And I really hope you have a really happy Easter. So bye and have a happy Easter. Bye. Happy Easter. I've decided to put some mini cream eggs on here which are not unwrapped, and some more of these milk chocolate eggs as well on here, and they are covering up the smaller eggs, but that doesn't matter. I can't wait to eat it. So sweet. It's all mine.